This data task is about growing bacteria and seeing if antiseptics reduce bacteria more than water. So in growing bacteria, there are a couple of steps which we've got here in terms of measuring how many bacteria we actually have. So part of these, first of all, the first part is done mixing the bacteria up so they all don't sink to the bottom. And then what you do is you create a zero dilution. So in here you might put 1 centimetres cubed of the bacterial broth, and you might then put 9 centimetres cubed of water to make a 10 to the 1. You might put 1 centimetres cubed of this, 9 centimetres cubed of water to make a times 10 to the minus 2, etc, etc, etc. So you're creating a series of known concentrations of the bacterial culture, so how many times diluted it is compared to the original. Then what you would do is you would create a spread plate, sort of a pour plate from each of these, and then after, in here, in this case 3 days, the bacteria are grown, and each live bacteria will create its own colony. And you can count the number of colonies of visible bacteria. And then you can use any of the concentrations or the dilutions that you had to work out the number of bacteria. So it might be that in your pure bacterial broth, it was just a sea of colonies, you couldn't count, they're all merging together. It might have been 10 times 10 to the minus 1, it might have been similar. There might have been a lot of colonies merging together. But on the times 10 to the minus 2, it might have been you were able to count 3 colonies in the petri dish, and they're very visible, very easy to count. In which case, what you can do is, so because it's a small enough number to count, so 3 colonies counted, and you times it by the dilution factor. So in this case, 10 to the minus 2, it's been diluted by 100 times. So 3 times 100 means there'd be 300 colonies per centimetre squared, per centimetre cubed, or per milliliter of water in the original bacterial broth. Looking at the data here, we can see that washing with antiseptic does seem to reduce the number of bacteria per centimetre squared of the skin compared to washing with water. So the question says, show how this is 4 times more effective. Well, if you work out the sort of percentage reduction, so with water we've got 0.24, so that divided by that is 0.24, so it's 24%. There's 24% bacteria left compared to the original. Whereas if you do the same with the antiseptic, 45 divided by 746, that means there's only 6% of the bacteria surviving after washing. So so this number divided by this number shows that it's 4 times more effective. Okay, so there's 24% left. Now there's only 6% left. And this goes into that number 4 times. Second question asks, why were colonies counted not using a microscope to, or not directly counting the number of live bacteria? So first of all, if you were going to do that, you'd have to use a microscope. You can't see them with the naked eye. Also, if you were looking down a microscope, you'd be able to see bacterial cells, providing you had a high enough magnification, because bacterial cells are very small. So you might be able to see if these were rod-shaped bacteria. You might count, say we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 bacteria in what you're looking at in the field of view from the microscope, but you've got no idea if they're alive or dead. Whereas the colonies, each colony comes from 1 bacteria that was alive. And also, in all likelihood, it wouldn't look like this down a microscope. It'd be far too many to count. Okay, another question was, why was it important to dilute the bacterial suspension? Well, with the original suspension, if we'd have just put that into a petri dish and tried, there'd been far too many colonies to count. So what you do is you dilute. If you know what the dilution is, you can then multiply how many you count by the dilution factor. We can see we've got a rise, a peak at 2002 in the number of deaths, a steep fall, and then from 2005 onwards it starts to almost level off. You've got a shallower fall than before. The next question asks, what percentage of people who had food poisoning in 2002 died from the disease? So, in 2002, 0.06 people per 100,000 died from the disease, and 140 people per 100,000 in the population had the disease. So 0.06 divided by 140, and that will give you 4.28 times 4.3 times 10 to the minus 4, times it by 100 to make it into a percentage, and that will give you 0.043%. Last question has to evaluate whether a health education programme starting in 2007 reduced the deaths from food poisoning. And we can see, overall, by 2009, there's a lot fewer deaths than there were in 2007. And there's a lot fewer cases as well than in 2007. That's the only agree point. Disagree points, well actually after 2007, the number of deaths rose in 2008. And also, there's a much larger fall in deaths before 2007, before the programme started. There's no statistical test here at all, so we cannot see if this drop is significant or not. Reduction in deaths may have been due to another factor, completely. Could be some complete different reasons for causes of death other than food poisoning. And also, we've only looked at the first 2 years after this. We've not got any long-term evidence to show that it's effective. We've only got the evidence for the short time.